If you don't understand, we've got a very big and august visitor in studio this morning who is going to be telling you about what you saw on screen. He's been in Ghana from 2001, and I remember when I first interviewed him when he got into Ghana, he told me then that his favorite meal was fetri dechi. I don't know if it's changed after all the jollof and after all the wache and all of that, but His Excellency, the European Union Ambassador to Ghana, is here in studio. Your Excellency, good morning. Aikad Razali is here, and one important person, very influential on social media, especially on Twitter, Agenda Master Gent, the one and only Kali J, is also here with His Excellency this morning. Gentlemen, you are very welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Has your favorite meal changed from fetri dechi to something else ever since you've been here?
No, lately I was very much in okra soup.
So you're still with okra soup, because it was okra soup then, it's still okra soup now.
Yes.
Where did you get this from? Is it from Madagascar? Is it from South Africa? Or is this from here?
From here, but you know the contomere. This is very similar to a traditional dish we have in Madagascar.
I think you mentioned.
And the okra soup, really, I like the mix of everything. And my favorite part of it is the crab.
I see. So you're able to crack it, break it, and eat it. Good stuff. Khalid, what's your favorite meal?
Fufu.
Oh, I thought you were going to say gobe.
No.
For the boys now.
No,
also, you're a fufu person.
Yeah, fufu person.
I see.
Light soup.
All right, cool stuff. Let's get into why you're here this morning. There's been a lot going on about misinformation and disinformation lately, and the sitting government, the current government, is very big on that. And I remember the last time we had a conversation with the communication minister and technology and innovation here, Sam George. He hinted to stakeholders in the media space that very soon a bill will be sent to Parliament and a debate is going to go on about it, especially about disinformation and misinformation. And that's the reason you are embarking on this very campaign called what? Above the Noise. And this is targeted at urban youth aged 18 to 35 in Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, Benin, and Chad. Okay, Kali, this is something, even if you were not here, I would have thought and imagined that you jump on because of who you are and your influence on social media. But explain to us why this one, Above the Noise, and what is it about?
I believe it's a campaign from the European Union to help reduce misinformation, disinformation in our system, especially the digital space. And from where I sit, you come across a lot of fake news, a lot, always on Twitter, especially.
Explain what you said. Yes, I needed the Twitter part. I don't play there. I mean, I am on Twitter, but I am not too active. The other day, I posted something and it was totally misconstrued, and I deleted it. I had to delete it because I realized that people just didn't understand. Have things like that happened to you?
All the time.
Many times, eh? But what's that significant one that you remember?
I think in recent times, on the same campaign, I posted a picture of a quote from the episode of the podcast we shot, and people took it out of context, and they were saying this was a quote given to me by the embassy to post, but it was a whole video, it was a conversation we were having, and I said it and was used as a quote, and I just reposted it on my platform.
That's happened to me before. So I also had a conversation between some girls somewhere, and they were talking about dating my friend's ex. And one person said it in a way that wasn't nice. So I took the quote and I posted it on Twitter just to have people's opinions. And everybody thought that I was the one saying I would date my friend's ex-boyfriend or whatever. I said no, it was a quote. But the way things were going, I just had to delete it. These things make it very difficult for you to thrive on social media. So for all these years, how have you done it? How have you risen above the noise?
Okay, so there are some agencies I sometimes work with, like the Fourth Estates, the GhanaFactCheck.com, and I also go for a lot of workshops and seminars organized by most of the embassies. So usually you get tools equipped to know how to identify fake news and misinformation, disinformation. So those are some of the things I do. There are sometimes I wait for the media houses or the big guns to post the news to
before
confirm.
You jump on it. Because you know many people travel to your page just for information. Anything happens, people are like, let me go to Kali J's page to see if he's posted anything about it.
Sometimes you get the news way before it comes into the media space.
But you wait.
But you have to wait for the other media houses to confirm. Because I'm in no rush. As long as it's confirmed, then I think it's good to go.
Right. Good stuff. Your Excellency, now let's talk about the EU and the very reason you embarked on this campaign, Above the Noise. What informed this decision?
First and foremost, Above the Noise is a campaign on issues which are a bit, I would say, far from the daily preoccupation of average people. We are speaking about misinformation, we are speaking about multilateralism, or boring, we are speaking about migration, whereas we know that #1 preoccupation of the youth is job, employment, etc., etc. But we chose these topics because they can affect you directly. You mentioned this funny story about your ex-boyfriend, etc. We are all laughing, etc. And you move on. But it can get much more serious. And this is the reason why...
Mine did.
Yes.
It was, I received the highest engagement on that tweet ever. The most likes, the most comments, the most everything. I was like, wow.
Yes, good for you.
But I had to delete it at the end of the day because what I wanted it to do wasn't what it was doing. It was misconstrued.
No,
so
precisely.
I had to delete it.
That can affect you personally as an individual.
It did.
But the reason why the European Union is supporting this effort, it's not something that we have invented. You mentioned the current government is acting against
down on it,
disinformation, misinformation. I have to say, we have stepped up in our engagement because of the request of the previous government. So it's not an NPP thing, it's not an NDC thing, but many governments across the globe, in Europe, in Africa, elsewhere in the world, realized that disinformation can be a huge threat for the stability and credibility of institutions. And when your institutions are eroding, this is a huge threat for democracy. And remember, you know, one thing that we all like about Ghana, this is a stable, this is a safe, this is, I would say, a trustworthy democracy, and this is the type of partners with which we are comfortable dealing with. Because these are the type of countries where we can, you know, share a lot of interest and values, so on and so on. So we have a direct interest in comparing notes. You know, many European countries have been attacked by misinformation and disinformation campaigns. And now, as we are learning, we are sharing experience. We are trying to support journalists, influencers as well, to identify what is misinformation, or more importantly, to ascertain the information they are sending out there in the space. Because basically, if you're just pushing whatever comes on your media, you eventually, even before knowing it, contribute for the misinformation, disinformation, and the very bad consequences it has to the social fabric, to the credibility, even to the stability of the country.
We've also realized that with this very campaign, Above the Noise, you're collaborating with media houses, CSOs, influencers like Kali J, and I saw a number of them actually, Sairam Chegan, Anakofi Owusu, Henry Mauli Adobo, our very own Crystal Kwame, i.e. Kali J, is sitting here this morning. So far, how has this collaboration gone?
We are very happy with the far-reaching audience this influencer have. We are always, you know, this is full in disinformation as well, and I'm pretty sure Kali has been subjected to that. Oh, you, the embassies, you are paying influencers just to sing your praise, etc., etc. No, it's not about that. We are working with public institutions, we are working with the CSOs, we are working with journalists like you, and we are working with influencers because the message is reaching different type of audience. Okay, so if the European Union is supporting the creation of the first ever vaccine hub in Ghana, I have to say it's fair that different layers of the population are aware of it. So not only the government officials with which we are working, not only the labs, but even the far-reaching population as far as in Dagombe, etc., because this is something we are proud of, and this is something which benefits the population. So it's not an issue of we want to influence, etc. We are very happy because these influencers and these journalists, all in all, received millions of traffic, viewers on topics. I want to insist, you wake up in the morning, I'm not sure what you are thinking about is multilateralism. But it can affect your life, because if our common house with the common rules is eroding, is stumbling, your very personal life as a famous person or as a layman might be badly affected. So we are very happy. We are very, I would say, as well acknowledging the efforts of our partners, because without them, you know, we are working together. So I think it's an effort of many. Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Kali, I follow you not too much, just a little, because, like I mentioned, the Twitter place is not a place for me. And I know it's not just any campaign that you jump on, but you decided through the invitation of the EU to jump on this one. Are you proud of what you've been able to achieve so far?
Yeah, and I feel like we can do more, because I think we are getting to an era where misinformation, disinformation is very, very vital. The introduction of AI is something that is fueling misinformation.
Videos can be doctored, and someone is kissing someone, and you look at it, you're like, did this really happen?
And it's all AI. There are pictures that are edited using AI, and I feel we have to draw that line where we use AI for good, and then we are using it to inform and inform people. But then my role here is to make sure that you know what is right and wrong, to know when to identify fake news and when not to jump on stuff that you see online. There are a lot of posts that you see on certain accounts. You know, they are not credible accounts, but they get a lot of engagement. And they are fueling political agenda, tribalism, a whole lot of agenda without any source, without any backing from anyone. I believe
because everybody wants numbers and engagements, you know.
Yeah, and one thing to this, in the social media space or the digital space, a lot of people have not been trained, because once you start getting followers, you start feeding your people. Me, for instance, I went to the University of Journalism, so at least I have a bit of...
So you have some training.
Yeah. So once I know what to post, what not to post, I know sometimes how to identify the fake news, how to address people and all that. But there are people that just got the numbers maybe through a viral moment, and now they have to maintain it. So they keep on posting stuff, whether it's true or it's not true, as long as it gets them the engagement. And it goes a long way to harm institutions, brands, individuals as well.
That means that we have a long way to go. Your Excellency, your very last question. At the end of this campaign, what do you want to achieve?
What Kelly said is very critical. This is about knowing your craft. As a journalist, a real journalist who have studied a number of years to understand what is information, what is communication, what is deontology. So with the space out there, not everyone has got this same level of professionalism or deontology, and this is the reason why we are supporting some of the influencers, some of the journalists, some of the media press to reinforce the knowledge on misinformation and disinformation. And we are very happy. It's not only a campaign. We are approaching, like the European Union does on every aspect, we are approaching this topic with an idea of having a structural, long-term positive effect. Training people and even, you know, reinforcing the engagement on those topics where misperception is very easy to send. Because there are people who have just an issue of attracting traffic, but there are people and organizations who have a very, very negative agenda. Negative agenda, once again, towards a specific country, towards a specific fraction of the population, towards values, against democracy, against the fact that this country is a country which respects free speech. This is very important. So we aim to have a long-lasting positive effect.
with this about rise above the noise. Charlie, you realize that when I saw you, I said agenda boys, because it's one thing that people thrive on Twitter. You don't fall for those things. Charlie, talk to us, the people especially sitting on Twitter and other social media platforms with this campaign. What do you want to tell the youth out there?
I just want them to be more understanding. They should see the news and they should spot it right away that this is not true, this is fake, this is true, this goes a long way, because eventually whatever we post on social media, it goes a long way to affect.
Even when you delete it, people have receipts, people have screenshot it, and they are keeping it for later.
Yeah, and it affects brands, individuals, a lot of parties involved. So sometimes it's not about the engagement, it's not about the numbers, but your credibility, because 1,000 people can post it, but if you haven't posted it, it's not really confirmed, because people believe in your credibility, and that's what I've been trying to build for some years now. I wait for the media houses to post it. There are times where Fact Check Ghana or the Fourth Estate to be sending you content, be like, this is a fake news, so amplify it. So it makes you credible. It makes people coming to your page know that whatever you're posting, there's a bit of credibility, or there's credibility in whatever you're posting. It's not about you being the first to post or you getting the most engagement. And I believe if we approach things that way, especially on socials, as bloggers and influencers, it makes your work different, it makes you stand out. And that's what people should look out for.
Kali, thank you for this one. We'll continue the campaign for as long as it lasts, or until we get results with it rising above the noise. Your Excellency, thank you. I'll see you at the EU Day. I got my invitation. So thank you very much for making me a part of it.
We will dance together.
Yes, we'll dance together at the
9th of
EU
May,
Day.
not today.
Yes, on the 9th of May. Thank you so much for considering me to be a part of the EU. I'm sure I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your weekend. 2 more or 3 more people to win 3,000 Ghana cedis before we go this morning. Coco, should I take a break or we should do it now? Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll dish out more money right here. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. We'll be back.